Now, after shooting is complete, it is time to edit the film, add sound effects, music, voiceovers, and visual effects, and after that, the final cut. A movie isn't a movie until it has gone through post production. Until then, it's just a bunch of files, often referred to simply as raw footage. This is exactly why post production is fundamental to the filmmaking process, and in many ways, the most magical part of it. So, let's dive into exactly what post production is and why this part of making films is critical to the success of any film. First, we start with the first edit of the film. In the first edit, import the visuals onto an editing software. There are many video editing software programs today, so choose any software you are comfortable with. Before you edit, make sure you organize your visuals in a folder to avoid confusion while editing. Create a rough cut of the scenes by putting the shots in order to see how the movie pans out. In the editing process, a rough cut is the first and still unfinished version of the short film. Every editing version before the final cut is technically a rough cut, but filmmakers also speak of a fine cut when the editing process is close to finished, and finally, the final cut refers to the release version of the film. After you put the scenes in order of the story, it's time to add the music and sound effects. Music matters in filmmaking. We all know that, but for short films, it often ends up doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Royalty-free music is a practical way to keep costs low without having to sacrifice quality. You might ask yourself, how do I know I've picked the perfect music tracks for my short film? Well, your tracks have to do more work than just sounding cool. That's for sure. While making your selections, think about these key elements. Your scene's emotional core. Ask yourself this question: what emotion do I want the audience to be feeling during this scene? Your tracks should be able to evoke those emotions. Tempo and pacing. Your track should match the tempo of your scene. Music genre. The genre of your track should match the context of your short film. Use temporary tracks. Test a few of them out first and see which one fits. Music quality. Avoid low-quality tracks at all costs. Seriously, your audience will thank you for it. Remember to separate the video tracks and audio tracks because by doing this, you can modify volume and voices without changing anything in the video. With effects edited and finished, the film can be color graded. First, you need to ensure that all of the footage matches. This is essential if you shot your footage with more than one camera, because different cameras have different sensors and color interpretation, not to mention other variables on location such as the lenses, lighting, and angles used. After color correction, films are color graded. Certain colors and tones are enhanced and edited in order to create an image that represents the story, because colors are often used in filmmaking to evoke certain emotions and convey key messages. Last but not least, titles, credits, and graphics are added. This may be under the remit of visual effects, depending on how fancy you want to go. That's a wrap. And with that, you have successfully completed your short film. You can show it to people and get feedback for your edit. People will do their best to help you, but subconsciously, they will have an agenda. For example, if you were to ask your cinematographer for feedback on the edit, they may say something like, "This shot doesn't really work here because we missed focus for a moment." This is totally valid suggestion, and if you have another take that fixes this, then feel free to try it. However, what if this take was the best one? As far as performance is concerned, performance always comes first. So, although their feedback is valid, you have to take it in the context of the bigger picture. My life motto is, beneath this mask there is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof. Your ideas are bulletproof. Don't let anyone shatter them or tell you they are stupid or wrong. As a director, your film is your baby, and you should stand true to your vision throughout the whole process. Whenever I have done this, the final result has always made me happy, rather than compromising on 100 different things and not feeling like the film is truly your own.